Hi guys, it's Rachel. Today I have my first ever nail tutorial for you and I'm super excited about this one because I absolutely love this look. I think it is so cute and it's fantastic for all seasons. It's just really fun and really simple and it uses a lot of things that you'll probably already have at home. It's not expensive and it's a trend that is really popular right at the moment. It started in New York as far as I'm aware from the few articles that I've read about it, and it's slowly growing in I guess popularity. So I'm showing this to you guys so hopefully you guys can be one of your first friends to have this really cool nail look. And basically it is this. So it's a neutral nail shade with, if you get up really close you can see, if my camera will focus, which is having trouble focusing for you, but you can see it's like writing on your nails and it looks a little bit like you have a newspaper on your nails. It's like having the words right at your fingertips and I just think it's really cute. It's fun, it's super simple, it looks really, I don't know, it's nice and it's interesting, and I've had so many people sort of stop and say, like almost grab your hand when you're like talking and stuff, saying, oh my gosh, what have you done to your nails? I'm like, it's just like newspaper. So I am going to show you guys how you can get this look. And like I said, it is really simple and it's super fashionable and very on trend at the moment. I'm sorry, I haven't cleaned mine up yet, which is why I'm kind of a little bit outside of the lines, unfortunately, but that's okay because it's all about being simple on these tutorials, and I hope you enjoy. I haven't filmed one before, as I just said, because it's my first, obviously, so I hope the setup was okay and I hope you're able to see what I was doing and I explained it okay. But like always, if I haven't explained something, you can leave me questions in the bottom bar below and I'll answer them the best that I can for you. But enough about me talking about my super fun, oh I love it, super fun nails. Let's jump into the tutorial. Okay guys, for this tutorial we're going to need a few things. One of those is a base coat. We're also going to need a neutral coloured nail polish, a top coat, some scissors, an old newspaper that you're able to cut up, which we will cut up into small pieces approximately about this big, just like this, and you'll need obviously 10 of them at least, maybe a few more just in case you make a mistake with your nails and you'll need to redo them. You will also need something to lift the ink. Now for this I'm using methylated spirits. Methylated spirits is something that you can generally pick up from your local supermarket and it's used for cleaning. You can use alcohol such as vodka to do this, but most people probably wouldn't want to waste vodka on a nail tutorial, and I know that a lot of my viewers are younger and don't have access to alcohol, so methylated spirits is something that most people can get their hands on. Definitely check with your parents, they may have some, like I said, it is used for cleaning, but get permission if you're younger to use this, and don't leave this out anywhere where young children can get it because it is poisonous and it is highly flammable and it's not good in small hands. So make sure you keep that safe, and I'm using the lid of my bottle to place the methylated spirits in to dip your nail in, but if your bottle isn't this big or you can't use the lid, just a small container, something that you can pour some in to dip your nail in. And then last but not least, you may want to have some Q-tips and some nail polish remover just to clean up any of the excess nail polish that may go onto your cuticles or outside of your nails. So to begin this tutorial, I'm going to apply a base coat. I am using the OPI natural base coat, but any base coat that you have will work fine. And you're just going to give your nails a light coating. And then let that dry. Once that's dry, you're going to want to take a neutral nail polish. I'm using OPI's Skull and Gloss Bones, which is from the Pirates of the Caribbean collection. You can use any neutral coloured nail polish that you like. And then give your nail a coat of this. You may need 2 coats depending on the type of nail polish that you're using and how opaque it is. I'm going to do 2 coats for this. Okay, so once your nails are completely dry, make sure you've given them a good chance to dry fully so we don't smudge them when we take our next step. You're going to pour a little bit of your methylated spirits into either the lid like I have, oops, spilt it, either into the lid like I have or into a small little container, maybe like an old Chinese container or something like that. And then what you're going to do is make sure you have your pre-cut strips of newspaper. It's easier to have them pre-cut only because your nails will be wet and then you're going from sort of wet nail polish to trying to cut things up, and if you're anything like me, you'll end up with a whole heap of smudges. So have some pieces pre-cut, and you want them about the thickness of your nail. If they can be thicker, it doesn't matter. Mine, as you can see, are quite a bit thicker. But you just want them, and also to be wide enough to be able to cover your nail. So once you've done, pick the piece that you want and hold it in the way that you sort of decide whether you want to have the writing facing towards you or facing away from you, and whatever you do, just stick to the same way of doing that. So then it's pretty simple. All you're going to do is dip your nail into the methylated spirits, then hold the piece of newspaper face down on the top of the nail like this. Hold it really tight, press it, and then remove it. So let's try this, and I'll try and stay in camera as best that I can. So just dip the nail in, get it wet, shake it off slightly, and then just place the piece, I usually do it in the center, and then use your other fingers to hold it down. Now you should see that it's wet, almost coming through the paper. If it's not, it means that you probably didn't wet your nail enough, and you can fix that by getting a little bit of the methylated spirits and just tapping it on the back of the paper. Hold it down, try not to move the paper in any way. And once that's been on for a few seconds, just peel it back slowly. Just like that. And as you can see, my camera will focus. You've got your writing. And you'll notice that the ink has been removed from the paper. So we'll just repeat that process again for another nail, just so you guys can see it. With your thumb, you're going to need a thicker piece, likely. So just make sure that it's thick enough to cover your thumb. This one looks like it'll work. So again, you're going to dip your thumb in the methylated spirits. Make sure it's all wet. I'll move this out of the way so you can see me. Then try and hold it flat as you can and place the piece of newspaper on. Make sure you press, don't rub, press all over the nail. You want to try and keep it as straight as possible, but don't worry if it's not perfectly straight. Not all of my nails are perfectly straight. And don't worry if there are some small parts that maybe don't come off again. The look is just, we want it to be almost like a newspaper, a little bit messy, a little bit almost antique looking, I guess you could call it. I don't know how you describe this, but once that's been on, peel it off. Ta-da! And that's pretty much it for this. Now what you want to do is let these two dry completely. And you repeat the process, obviously, for the rest of your fingers like I have already done. But let these dry for a good, say, minute or so. Once that's dry, you want to seal this off with a top coat. It's very important that you seal it, otherwise it'll scratch off or the ink will remove once you sort of dip it in some water or a little bit of soap. So I'm using the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry Anti-Chip top coat, but any top coat you have will work fine. And you just want to do this quite lightly. Don't do too many layers. Try and do it quite quickly because some of the ink will smudge slightly, but we don't want it to smudge too much. So just give it a really quick, quite light coat. And then give this a chance to dry. Okay, so once that's all dry, you should be left with something that looks a little bit like this. Now, after you're done, you can take your Q-tip with a little bit of nail polish remover and just clean off any of the edges just to neaten it up. Make sure it is completely dry when you do this. And another way to just clean up the edges, one of my tips, is sometimes when I paint my nails and I do go over the lines or over the cuticles, just wait until your hands are completely dry and then just wash your hands with soap and water, or even when you have a shower and you wash your hair, you'll find that a lot of the nail polish will come off your skin and off your cuticles and you're left with a really nice, really neat manicure. So I find that that's easier for this look than trying to sometimes clean it up, because you don't want to remove any of the nice writing and the nail art that you've done. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I think it's super simple, super cute. Let me know what you think in the comments below and send me a picture if you try this look out yourself, because I'd love to see it. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye!